What's happened? It's me, Jack Porter, and this is the Moto Mogul channel. Welcome to the channel. Welcome along. If this is your first time here, hello. Thank you for paying me a visit. So, I didn't know what I was going to do today, so I thought I might as well bring you up to date with a bit of a ownership review of this big lump. I call it Roxy. It's my R1250GS HP. Thought I'd bring you up to date with how I'm getting on with it, her, and yeah, because it's not all a bed of roses, is it? You know, any bike that you own, you're gonna find little things that niggle at you. Having said that, in general, absolutely superb, bloody-perb. Now, I'm going to go through all the positive stuff first. TFT, absolutely bossed in, perfect, stupendously good, and it's just been Supreme coated as well, with the ceramic coating. So what they do at the start of a Supreme coat treatment is to touch everything up and make sure they're applying the treatment over the top of near perfect everything, you know. So TFT, look at that. It was a bit grubby before, and it had got some greasy marks around the outside that I couldn't take off. I couldn't get rid of them because I was a little bit apprehensive with cleaning products and what to use on it, because you don't want to damage the surface of it. But look at it, it's absolutely bloody pristine now. It looks like it's just come out the showroom. In fact, the whole bike looked like it had come out the showroom when Darren and the team, Darren and Dan and Sarah, had finished doing the treatment. It just looks so spectacularly, stonkingly good. And I'll show you a bit later on this bike that now is just with the layer on it, you know, the ceramic layer on it, that is just, this is why I have it done. This is why I had it done to my last bike, the Africa Twin, and this is why I've had it done to this bike. So anyway, on with my review of this big lump. This screen is absolutely perfect. I have it in not quite the lowest position, it's up a little bit just to give that lip at the top a bit of a chance to deflect the wind over the top of my helmet. But really, it's brilliant. I have it on a higher setting when I'm in when I'm on the motorway, or you know, really fast roads for a time. I put it in the higher setting, and that is, it's just absolutely adequate. It's everything you want it to be without it being super massive and too big. I'm not a big fan of the big square GS screen. I really don't like that. The one that I think it comes on the GS Adventure, it probably is absolutely superb, but I just don't like that one. I much prefer this one. It looks far sportier, and it is, like I say, probably the best out of the box screen on a bike that I've had. I've added a few bits and bobs. So I've put this cradle in for my mobile phone. This is the actual Motorrad one, the BMW Motorrad one. Absolutely, again, just brilliant. 200 quid though, quite expensive, but it really does do the job, and it does it very well. So one of the things with this cradle and the BMW app, now personally I don't have a problem with the app, the BMW Motorrad app. I just tend not to use it. I dare say it's really good, but I've found that when I'm routing stuff through the app, so you know, this thing, you know, the Cardo Pack Talk and the phone, for, you know, navigation, that sort of thing, and when I'm playing my music through it, it drops out, it keeps dropping out. It'll, you know, you'll get a couple of lines of your song, then it will go silent and then cut back in again, and it does that constantly, and it never gets any better. It just keeps on doing it, and I find that really annoying. I think anybody would find that really annoying. But yeah, so I just don't use it. I don't use that. So all that lean angle stuff, you know, if you want to work out what your lean angle is, that's going to be fine, as long as and also as well, you know, it gives you a rundown of your mileage, your fuel economy, all the rest of it, and you can look all that up on your mobile phone, which great, but unfortunately for me it wasn't so great. I just didn't I just don't like using it, simply because of that. The heated grips, it's pretty chilly today, it's 6 degrees, but it feels a lot colder, so I've got the heated grips on. I've just had to turn them from the second setting. There's only 2 settings on the heated grips, but really when it's double hot, it's too hot. It really is very hot on your hands, which is great when it's, you know, colder than it is today. But I fitted these extra large hand shields as well, because I just think that the hand guards are just a little bit too small. I didn't want to go down the route of the Bark Busters ones. I will, when these break, probably go for the Bark Busters ones, but they're pretty expensive, and just to swap them out just for the hell of it, no point really. So I'm just going to stick with what I've got, and like I say, I've put the extended shields on as well, and it absolutely is spot on. I've put a headlight screen on, I've put a headlight shield on, sorry, just to protect the headlight. It's only a cheap one. It is my intention to get one of the, you know, the grills, because I just think they look nicer, but I just put this on because it was 20 quid, I think. It wasn't an expensive purchase, just to protect that headlight, because they are so expensive. A second-hand headlight unit is just, well, I've seen them online for 800 quid for a second-hand. Protect your headlights. If you haven't got one on already, get one on. The quick shifter and blipper, settling down with it. Changing up through the gears, you get used to it. You get more and more used to it, and you'll know when you can change gear in the lower gears. When you're in the higher gears and going at speed, you can sort of, from, you know, from third onwards, I'd say, you're absolutely fine. You can change gear when you want to, and you can barely notice it sometimes. It is a bit agricultural, but, you know, it's a GS. They are renowned for it. The jury for me is still out on the exhaust. I think it's just a little bit too loud, personally. It sounds great, you know, it does sound good, but I just think it's just borderline too loud. Yeah, back to the quick shifter. So quick shifter I'm settled down with now. Blipper I am still well, you have to choose your moment. It doesn't always like to work when you're knocking it down through the gearbox. It's better if you're having a bit of a spirited ride and you're being, you know, quite severe with changing up and changing down. It likes that. But if you're trying to ride casually, sometimes it just goes, no, not having it, mate, not having it. I know what you want, but I'm not doing it. Most of the time, if you stay in third anyway, you know, when you're on twisties and back lanes and lower speeds and all the rest of it, third is like the perfect gear to be in. It will deal with sort of anything, and you can go to very low speeds in it as well without having to change gear, and it will still pick up when you ask it to. Power wise, well, yeah, It's pretty powerful, as you know. Anybody who's ridden a GS, they do give you a kick up the arse when you ask them to. Handling wise, superb, as was the Africa Twin as well, but we're talking about a GS now. What do I miss about the Africa Twin? I do miss having the screen with the Apple CarPlay on it. I do miss having that. It was just really handy in the end, even though I didn't get on with it to start with. Hated it to start with, and for the first 6 months of owning the bike I never used it. So yeah, no fork dive because of that telelever suspension. So in other news, I'm going to have a couple of days away, a couple of 3 days away actually, in the end of April. I don't want to say too much about that at the moment because it's not planned. It's not planned at the moment. So until it's all planned, I'm just going to keep my powder dry on what exactly it is I'm going to do. Oh, isn't this where I stopped before?
Hey, listen up, I've tried to tell you this 100 times. Not getting better by lying there pretending to cry. You on repeat, you can see, cause you have closed your eyes. You say you listen, but you're missing what it's all about. Rise up now. If you never fall, you don't change at all. Cry out now. Have you given up? I will never stop, yeah. I've tried to help you, but you keep reading between the lines. There's nothing there for you to complicate, we're not aligned. You say you listen, but guessing that's just another sign of growing up. You're growing old, your life keep passing.
So what I wanted to show you actually was this ceramic coating. What you have to bear in mind is there is no wax on this tank at all. There's no wax. I brought some water with me because I want to demonstrate what happens. Look at that, can you see that? That's no wax on there. Look at that, that's just beautiful, isn't it? So there's no wax, it's just ceramic coating. And that's all over, look, it's all over the engine compartment, all over the engine I mean. It looks like the whole bike is just waxed, and it isn't. It's just ceramic coating doing that. And that is on your bike for, well, it's guaranteed for 7 years. On this, a second-hand bike, it's guaranteed for 7 years. I mean, why would you not want to look after your bike like that? Yeah, it's well worth it. It's well worth it. Bike's protected. I mean, what more can I say? Here's a little video of, you know, how it was when I went up there. So it's just a little video of what went on when I went up to get my bike coated. And Darren's in that as well. And another guy called Dave. Hiya, Dave. So, just got back from Meadow Hall. What a day. It's been a great day, hasn't it?
It has, yeah.
First time meeting Dave.
In fact, we've swapped numbers and we're booking rides.
We are booking rides.
Well, I'm glad you both have enjoyed each other's company, and you know, you forced me to sit down for the first time because today I've worked on the guys' bikes, and for me, I've really enjoyed it. As I've just been saying to Dave and you, Jack, in the fact that for me, my team work extremely hard for me. From time to time, I jump on the tools, as we call it, and getting my hands working with my products. I I can't explain to you how fulfilling that is. Just seeing the flash points of how the ceramic cross-links to the paint, and then the gloss enhancements. Again, I need to get out more at night. But what I can say to you, I've just been blown away, obviously, with your bike, Jack, and particularly your 8-year-old Vauxhall, Dave. The gloss enhancements has just blown me away.
Yeah.
When I just come back through from the application side and spoke to Sarah, I said, I'm blown away. I've made that car and that bike look absolutely saleable. When I look at the journey I've been on, and obviously with the testing of the product, the manufacturer approvals, and now having this first centre we've got, with this other one around the corner for larger vehicles, because when I see vehicles rolled out to that standard, and I'm speechless, which you might joke and say I'm never speechless, but it's hard. But at the end of the day, it's great to share that with you. And I know you want to know more about the product, and it is our secret sauce, as I call it, our Kentucky Fried Chicken sort of thing. Yeah. But the 7 stages are very intricate on how we basically process things, and that's why we need 6 hours, hence why you guys have probably got to know each other in that period of time. Yeah. Unlike lots of places, dealerships are forced to only spend a small amount of time while they're processing it, maybe 27 minutes, but it's not their fault. When it comes down to it, it's not enough time to prep and cure and fulfill what ceramics needed to have its journey of longevity.
I mean, there's a reason why I've come back to have a second bike done with you. I mean, the job last time, you know, I didn't know really what to expect last time, but the actual coat itself, the quality of it is absolutely perfect. And you know, if anybody's out there thinking about having ceramic coating done on the bike, I can't recommend this, you know, Supremecoat highly enough.
So if I leave you two guys to chew the fat, yeah. I want to sign them off. That's how I do it, and I sign virtually all the bikes off, or one of my senior staff does. And cars have to be checked off. Just give me 5 minutes, sure. And then we'll walk round and have the big review. So Dave, how many vehicles have you had done now?
This is my 3rd one now. It's my car. It's my first car.
Really?
It's my first car, but I've had two motorcycles before that.
Yeah.
Both Africa twins.
Yeah.
One was a 17 plate, not new to me, second hand to me. And that was an outstanding job just on the first one. That one came with a 7-year guarantee from Supremecoat, yeah. Due to it being obviously a used vehicle.
Yeah.
My second bike was brand new. That was a 21 plate, or is a 21 plate. That came straight from a Honda dealership, straight here to Supremecoat, brought in a van. No miles on it at all. That was given a proven 10-year guarantee, lifetime guarantee, which is, well, you've not seen the bike, but
no,
I've only washed. I had that done a year ago. I've done 4,000 miles on that bike since.
Yeah.
I've washed it twice, and both times I've used just a light powered jet wash.
Yeah.
The foam, the Supremecoat foam, snow foam, and the shampoo. Alright, so team, shall I get the door while you push the button?
Yeah, press the button now. Right gentlemen, let's, after you sir.
Oh, it's raining.
Is it? What was it?
Oh, lovely.
Well, your beauties are all under cover. So, Jack, Dave, we're going now to the big reveal. My team's just finished off on the final check over, and in a few seconds you're going to see your babies. Here we go. Looks like Night Rider. Wow, look at that. Wow. Under these lights, it gets me so excited. So, I put them both together because you're both here today. Normally would have the bike or the car in the middle. Both of them, obviously, have had the full 7-step process. The gloss enhancement and the UV filters. Jack, I'm impressed. You've obviously moved to the car.
I know.
I'm impressed.
I was being polite.
Wow,
so look at that. Look at that.
That's great.
Compared to where we was this morning.
Incredible. It is incredible, isn't it?
This is what we're talking about, that ceramics on the market do the job.
Yeah.
But my 2 key things is the gloss enhancements. Extra gloss enhancements filters are put into my formula, which also alongside the UV filters gives it this finished article. Yeah. And it absolutely always blows me away. Sounds daft after hundreds and hundreds of bikes and cars, I still get excited.
It's absolutely amazing.
And under these lights as well, Jack, Dave, do you know where I'm coming? You see everything.
Look at the car. It looks like a 20 plate.
No, but you see what I was on about? It sounds daft. I sounding so
I can see it, yeah, no, I can see
even
it.
now, you wouldn't think.
Look at the handles.
Yeah, look at the imperfection when you were talking, you can't really see on the wheels.
You can't.
So the gloss enhancements. But back to Jag, I don't really want to
I'm just
look at
excited
this.
for both.
It's amazing, isn't it?
In your words, Jag, what do you think?
I'm just blown away by it. I love it. I just absolutely love it. It's just so worthwhile. It is just so worthwhile having it done. And it's that first time you wash it afterwards, and it's like the dirt just falls off it.
Looks amazing, that Jack. I love it.
It's just a beautiful job, isn't it?
Thank you. I'm glad you're impressed, guys. It's what I inspected and finished them off having worked on my team. It's just made me feel so fulfilled.
It's just stunning. Absolutely stunning.
This here, feel this. I think it's like that. Basically, just feel like your hands. So I'm so, the thing for me, look a bit, you know these lights, it tends to be the next outside as well. You understand what I'm about? Yeah. Impressed?
I'm very impressed.
Thank you. And you know what we're talking about here? Look at this here. Just look at the reflection on here.
Awesome.
Look at that. Also, I feel like I brought it back to life.
Oh, yeah, it just look brand new. There's things popping out on me now. Popping out. As in, like the details there. Even the handle, the door handles.
Thanks. Really appreciate that, Dave.
I like this. You know, like just looking at that corner there.
Yes.
It's like,
Yeah.
It looks better than it did the day I picked it up from BMW.
A lot. This is why I try to say to people, it's not a sales pitch.
Yeah.
It's basically that affordable pricing to look after a family of customers who become friends.
I think it's
And that's how I look at it.
I think it's a no-brainer, you know, not having it done. Yeah,
Thank you so
it
much.
was always on my mind to get it done right from having it
Yes.
from day one. But
I'm sorry to get too passionate.
no,
It's just when
you're
I
not.
see
You're not.
the results-
It's good that you're passionate.
It's, the thing for me, I don't just see this on camera. You know, you've got to know me a little bit.
Yeah.
In that, I love my brand, I love my formula,
Yeah.
I love what we do, and I welcome people to come down and see us,
Yeah.
or even drop in for a coffee. They can think about there's no pressure involved with us. It's about seeing is believing.
No, well, there ain't any pressure.
Do you get what I'm
It's
saying?
entirely up to you. Whether,
Exactly.
You know, it's entirely up to the owner whether they have it done or not, isn't it? Ah, now I recognise this. Maidenwell. I recognise this because this farm here on the right, so this is where I stopped on the Africa Twin and promptly dropped the bike because I thought I'd put the stand down. I just dropped it, just stopped the bike, dropped it. What an idiot. Never mind. Let's not do that today, eh? Better. What's happened? Didn't realise it was that low, to be honest. Oh, saints. So I found it. It's under a huge tree, taller than that one over there. and yeah, it's a bit battered, so the gimbal, not quite sure what's going on with the gimbal. Oh, there we go. So smashed rotor blade there, lost the feet off the back end, lost these two rotor blades somewhere. Apart from that, lucky lucky to find it. That is the first time I've really had a major crash. I mean, there was that time in Scotland when it got attacked by, I think it was attacked by oyster catchers. Get in there where he's safe. That's the first time. I mean, that must have fallen as well. It must have fallen a good 100 feet. Cobwebs away. Enjoyed that. Right, I'm heading off home now, folks. We're back into Bardney, where we started the Lincolnshire Odyssey. Yeah, I'll see you on the next video, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Bit of an impromptu video, bit of a review, like a 4-month review on the R1250. Great bike, I love it. So there you go, that's official now. I will do a bit more of an in-depth review and just go into a bit more detail with because it was unplanned, it was unscheduled. I will do a proper one at some point, probably when I get to the 6-month point, you know, after I've made a few notes and instead of just winging it. Yeah, and crashed the drone, so yeah, that wasn't best, was it? So I've got to get that sorted before April the 20th. I've got loads of time yet, but knowing me, I'll sit on it for a while and then panic at the last minute. If you are interested in getting your bike ceramic coated, and I can't recommend it highly enough, really I can't. And I'm not just saying that, I mean, I do like Darren and I do like the team at Supremecoat, but they are, you know, they do a fantastic job. I mean, look at that screen there, it's just absolutely pristine now. I will keep you updated when there are you know, other discount codes available. I think the username Kate one actually ends today, so I'll speak to Darren, and as soon as there's another discount code, because you can book it now and then have the treatment done just later this year, any time this year. Yeah, I just can't recommend it highly enough. I had my Africa Twin done and I had this done just on the same code, on the username Kate code. So yeah, I got 100 quid off, chuffed to bits with that. If you subscribe to the channel, keep an eye out, I will let you know. Subscribe to my so just follow me on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, whichever one is your flavour. Follow me on any of those. You'll find me, if you just type in Moto Mogul, you'll see my badge. I'll see you on the next video, guys. Thanks for coming with me today to this little trip into Lincolnshire. Smash the drone up and head home again. See you next time, guys. Bye for now.